single area that has welcomed a mass migration has been objectively destroyed in Europe. Every single one. Go look for yourselves. And instead of seeing that and saying, there might be a common pattern, you just call people racist for talking about it. You took a massive culture that hates women, hates children, hates gays, hates white people, hates America, hates Western civilization, brought them into Western civilization and said, hey, maybe because now that they're on different soil, they'll change their behavior.
This is a chilling warning on Islam. I am the other Barak coming to you live and direct here from the Holy Land in Israel. Many people in the comments section are always talking about Islam, its radical spread right now and what it means moving forward. Before we get to the video, I want to let you know that 80% of you are not subscribed to this channel. I put out 2 to 3, sometimes 4 videos a day. And if you are not subscribed, you are going to miss the important videos on a regular basis. So when you have a moment, please just press the subscribe button. It takes less than 3 seconds. You'll be notified. Press that bell. Let's get into the video.
There's nothing irrational about fearing a culture that does not respect or tolerate Western civilization. I hear so many leftists throw around Islamophobia. That's a made-up term, okay? There's nothing irrational. An irrational fear is the definition of phobia. There's nothing irrational about seeing Islam and its culture and its values and its beliefs and its behaviors and saying, this is a problem. I'm scared of this. Islam is not just a religion. It is a lifestyle. And their main goal is to eradicate Western civilization. And Democrats are letting it happen all over the planet. Look at the UK, for example. In the year 2000, in England and Wales, 7,000 reported rapes. In the year 2024, 71,000. And those are just the ones that are reported. What changed in that time? Oh, I wonder. That is an 800% increase. And y'all don't see that as a problem. Women are scared to walk the streets of the UK right now, and you won't listen to them when they talk about it. You call them racist. It's the truth. They're afraid because these men do not respect women. It's in their culture. Islam doesn't even see grape as a crime. And to be prosecuted for grape in this culture, you have to have 2 men witnesses that will testify that it happened. Otherwise, the woman gets punished.
This is the crazy part about, by the way, October 7th, because they even go so far as to say that they didn't commit any crimes when they know that they had raped women, because according to the religion, in some instances, it can be dismissed unless you have 2+ male witnesses. It's insane.
UK and now America are sacrificing their wives and daughters for diversity credit. And it's not phobic to say that, because that's what's happening. Every single area that has welcomed a mass migration has been objectively destroyed in Europe. Every single one. Go look for yourselves. And instead of seeing that and saying, there might be a common pattern, you just call people racist for talking about it. You took a massive culture that hates women, hates children, hates gays, hates white people, hates America, hates Western civilization, brought them into Western civilization and said, hey, maybe because now that they're on different soil, they'll change their behavior. They'll change their moral compass and their core values because they moved somewhere else. No, they're bringing it with them. And of course they are. Why wouldn't they? There have been so many studies done back in the old days before the media today buried them. But in the early 2000s, late 90s, so many studies from educational peer-reviewed places, Harvard University, Yale, all of these different spots that have some of the world's best research, right? Educational research, have done studies on mass diversity, mega diversity in communities. And it fails every time. In 2001, a study was done by a Harvard professor. He spent years on this study, hoping, because he was a liberal, for a good outcome, that diversity worked. Come to find out, holy crap, it doesn't. People got less involved in their community when it was mega diversity. They got less involved in schooling when it was mega diversity. People weren't as quick to report crimes in diverse spaces. They didn't assimilate well at work together. They didn't assimilate well at stores together. Everything objectively failed when you tried to bring too many diverse people in the same small area. And of course, the left and the media bury these kinds of studies because they want brownie points to other cultures, that they're the good one. There's nothing phobic about saying some cultures do not blend into the West. They don't. It's proven time and time again, and their behavior is that proof alone. Not only that, but again, endless amounts of studies have shown that diversity sometimes does not work, because when cultures are different, so are values and so are morals. And when you try to put two people like that under the same roof, meaning city, state, country, it doesn't collide, it clashes. And your inability to have a difficult conversation about that is costing women and children their purity, their virginity, and their lives. Snap out of it. There's no such thing as Islamophobia. Islam does not belong here. Even Islam says, death to Western civilization. And you leftists say, come on, we love you, we're accepting, we're welcoming. It's a joke. I just hope you and your children aren't the ones having to pay the price like these women in England are. That would be a damn shame.
I just want to share my screen real quick. I went here to ChatGPT and I asked it, what does radical Islam think about women in the LGBTQ community? Radical Islam meaning extremist interpretations of Islam. And we've seen many of those over the past 2 years just come out of nowhere. Like those promoted by groups such as the Taliban, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, etc. generally hold deeply repressive views toward both women and the LGBTQ community. Here's a breakdown. For women, they do have gender roles. So Islamists typically enforce strict patriarchal systems. Women are expected to be submissive to male authority, fathers, husbands, male guardians. They have a very specific dress code. We see this obviously in some of the strikes and protests in Iran where women take off their hijab and what can happen in public life. They're barred from education, work, political life, or even leaving the home without a male guardian. Marriages are forced. In the legal systems, for legal standing in radical systems, women's testimonies in court may be worth less than men's, and rights in divorce, inheritance, and custody are heavily restricted. It's insane. It's insane also in terms of just being gay. Like, you're just rejected as a gay person. There's actually no conversation around it. Their doctrine typically considers homosexuality and non-heteronormative identities as grave sins. And there's punishments for being gay. And the left is so supportive of having LGBTQ community rights, ability to thrive, ability to have marriage. They would never allow this. You'd either get kicked out or you'd get killed. And this is also very important context that not all of Islam is like this. And this is where I'm going to bring back a little bit of the nuance to this conversation, because I think when we're talking about this, you have to be, delivery is always the thing, right? How you deliver a message in person, in public, on the internet, on social media, if you have a voice, you do have to think about how it's being delivered. Whether or not you agree with an opposing argument, whether or not that you have the willingness to want to potentially agree to an opposing argument, it doesn't matter. If you want to create a space where like a message like this is going to be receptive enough for people to be like, hold on, she has a point. If you are a Muslim and you're watching this video and you're not a radical Muslim, this probably could be taken too far, right? If you're somebody far on the right who understands these concepts, these principles, you're going to say this video is perfect. If you're somebody who's in the middle, you're going to say I might want to do some more research. But I think the nuance to always be provided, as I always mention on my channel, is that as a radical Jew, not me, but a radical Jew does not represent all Jews. I don't think radical Muslims represent all Muslims. However, the number of people who are siding with radical movements without realizing that they are radical themselves, or if they are, that's just willfully being ignorant, is growing every single day, to the point where, just like you said at the end of this video, we hope it's not the women that we know in the West that are going to be dealing with the same issues that the women in Iran deal with, and now women in places like London and Europe. It would be absolutely, I'd be appalled to see images of places that I'm familiar with in the United States of America turning into Sharia-ruled counties, Sharia-ruled villages, Sharia-ruled cities, societies. Sharia law just being implemented into places like New Jersey, in Boston, in Miami, in Los Angeles. I would never think about it as the same United States of America ever again. It's really crazy that like these words are coming out of my mouth right now. It's insane. It's insane. I wish politics was not one of the main, as it always is, one of the main driving forces behind how we're like choosing sides in this conflict when it should really be about like us versus the problem. But it doesn't seem like we've even been able to get to that point. So thank you so much for all of your support. Links in the description below. Like I said in the beginning of this video, only 80% of you guys are subscribed. Subscribe right now. Press that button, press the bell, get all the notification for all the videos. Here's a note from me. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the Other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.